Hi, I'm your host Nate, and this is my co-host Jory. Welcome to Spicy Tech. Spicy food, spicier tech.
Today we got some big headlines for you guys today. We got Mobile World Congress being canceled due to coronavirus, and the Apple production halted. No more iPhones for you guys out there looking for them. Fortnite on a downfall. Fortnite could be over. IOTA cryptocurrency shut down over big hack. Galaxy Z Flip, not actually glass like Samsung likes to say it is. 5G Samsung, 4G iPhones. I don't know, man. iPhone's slacking behind today. Intel's coming out with 500 watt GPUs and another Intel chip vulnerability.
Okay, so spicy time. So today's spicy food is fresh jalapenos.
Picked up from your local supermarket.
Since it's the first episode, I'm gonna just give you guys a little bit of rundown on what this is about if you guys don't know. So basically, Spicy Tech is a podcast where we eat spicy food and we talk about new tech and the gaming industry and all kinds of stuff like that. So that's basic rundown. But now is the part where we get to eat some jalapenos.
Can't go wrong with jalapenos.
Oh god, are you ready to crunch in?
It's got a good flavor.
We had to go original for the very first episode.
Man, I thought these weren't gonna be that hot.
Yeah, I know. My mom said they're not gonna be hot.
Spicy jalapenos. Definitely spicy. Oh, Nate looking like a snack. Just like these jalapenos.
Just like the jalapenos. I mean this whole thing.
So, what do you think about that though? iPhone still on 4G, Samsung on 5G.
Well, we'll get to that. Right now, what I do want to mention to all of you guys out there watching. So, at the end of every podcast, we're gonna have a section called Story Time. Now, Story Time, our goal here is to read a story submitted by a viewer. Now, you guys can submit your stories over at
spicytech234@gmail.com. I'm about to put that right here in the chat right now.
Yes. So that'll be put in the chat for you guys. We'll be putting it on all social medias, and we will pick one viewer story who submits it each week, and we'll read out the story time. It can be about anything. Just try to keep it somewhat appropriate. That way we can, monetize this eventually. So try to keep it somewhat appropriate, but it can have a little bit of inappropriateness as long as you word it the right way, if that makes sense. I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm saying.
Apparently, I'm not logged in.
I'll type it in the chat if not.
You're gonna have to because it wants me to verify my identity.
SpicyTech234@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, we literally just made this email. Okay.
There's no capital though. He put a capital on it. It doesn't have one. Don't listen to him. No caps.
I'm about. Alright. So, we might not have a story time at the end of this one, but everyone go and submit. This is spicy. Everyone go and submit your stories.
Go submit your stories, please.
So we have something to read for the next episode. Okay.
You good?
Now, actually, yeah, it's just getting hotter.
You ready for our topics?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Are we starting with Apple production being shut down on iPhones?
Yeah.
Yeah. So coronavirus, right? Really bad thing happening over there in China. Factories are shut down.
I think first we should talk about, if you guys didn't know, Apple produces all their iPhones in China. They're put together in China.
Foxconn, giant mega company in China. Apple licenses their iPhones out to them. They're the ones who produce it for them.
I'm on my second
Apple doesn't actually make their own.
I'm sweating. Second one's spicy, dude. But yeah. So there was a big thing. There's a couple big things that I wanted to actually talk about with this. So you're talking about iPhone production.
Yeah.
They have a lot of huge. I mean, that's where all iPhones are put together and made. Is in China. Now, because of the coronavirus, obviously you don't want this disease spreading, and that's the reason why the factories are closed down. But you also think about the negative impact that this has for people who live in China.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a worker who works in these factories,
you're not getting paid anymore.
You're not getting paid for 3 weeks. They've closed. It was 2 weeks or 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
It's been ever since the new year. So
yeah. So it's been a long time that these factories have been closed. So
now let's face it, the people working in these factories over there aren't making that much already as it is.
And they need that money to survive. And now you're talking about taking away a lot of their income. But is it the right thing to do to put them back into work and have them risk at the coronavirus? Because if they can't, if they have the opportunity to work, a lot of these people can't choose not to. You know what I mean? So now that they don't even have that choice, things are getting tough. And I know there's a lot of stories and headlines going on over there about this.
Well, part of the other thing is people can't even get home because of the travel restrictions that have been going on right now in China. Because people aren't even allowed to travel within the country in and of itself. So not only do you have these people not being allowed to go into work that are home, you have people stuck in other locations because they can't get home in the first place.
Yeah.
It's wild.
As well as, I don't know what the death toll is at, but do you think China's lying about the death toll for the coronavirus?
100%. They're definitely lying.
I think they are too.
I don't think anything really that comes out of there from China is 100%
True.
fact. No, because they want to. They got to preserve their self-image.
A side note here, but that's the problem with like communist governments. But we're not even.
We're not going down that route. We're not going down that route today.
That's another day. My mouth is on fire this second.
Well, I mean, look at the ship, the cruise ship that they've not allowed back into port over in China and Japan and all because they is a risk of infection. Did you see that?
A little bit. Oh god.
Yeah, they actually recently just put out. I believe it's 3,000 people are on that ship or something like that. 3,200, I want to say. They handed out 2,000 iPhones with an app on it in order to communicate with doctors to see if they have symptoms of the coronavirus on this ship.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I want to say it was 2,000 iPhone 6s. So the older version, they're not giving people new iPhones. But yeah, so.
Wow.
We do see at least tech helping in this instance, but.
We finished the jalapeno. So. Oh, dude, that one's so spicy. Here's an update. We finished one each. Take a bite of that one.
I don't want to take a bite of
yours.
Holy You're fine.
Cow.
I got another one here.
Dude, that one is hot.
You're hot.
I can't even wink.
Sorry, I had to.
I can't even wink, chat. My eyes are watering.
Dude, I'm just saying.
It's
wild.
Did you ever send your girlfriend the Twitch link?
Yeah, I sent her the girl.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she's got it. She's Peaches.
Double checking. I was just.
It's Peaches.
Oh, that is her?
I'm 99% sure that's her because that's her nickname. Unless someone else stole my girlfriend's nickname, yes.
Okay.
She's probably not even watching right now.
I don't know if Lydia said she made a Twitch account. I don't know if she actually did though.
I don't know.
Or I don't know if she never typed in my chat.
She just doesn't love you enough. It's fine. Oh, you agreed with that? Dang. Wow.
Got to, you know.
I really hope she's watching.
It's not the peppers to seed. Yeah, big facts. Well, that's what makes peppers all spicy.
Oh yeah, no.
Most peppers, but
that's why you can bite into the first part of the pepper and you're perfectly fine. And then you get to the shaft.
Then you get to where I got.
Oh yeah.
Wait, hold on. You guys need to get. Oh.
It's beautiful.
Whew. Dude, that one was way hotter than the first one. My mouth is on fire.
All right, you ready to move on to the next big topic here?
Yeah.
Mobile World Congress canceled.
This is all you.
This is all me?
This
okay.
is all you.
So, Mobile World Congress, one of the largest tech expos in the world, right, usually held in Barcelona, Spain, has been canceled yet again due to the coronavirus. Major tech companies such as LG, Nvidia, Intel, Sony, Amazon, Cisco, Nokia, all the major corporations out there pulled out of this for fears of spreading this virus.
Is it? Do you know if it's prevalent right now, or like
it's been
a big concern in Barcelona, like Spain?
Well, a lot of these tech companies come from China, so they don't want to bring these workers over now, coming over for this tech.
Idea. Good point.
Right? Someone brings the virus. You had thousands of people now, tens of thousands of people stuck in this small, compact area. It's a breeding ground. So yeah, MWC is canceled.
It's a whole tech expo. I mean, you think
yeah.
I don't know what the statistics are, but I'd like to think that like there's the Asian culture within tech is so Asian culture is ingrained in the tech. I think. I mean, like,
well, just look. That's where most of the cheap
produced,
labor comes from. So these companies are producing these products for cheaper in China. So there's a lot more companies coming from China. So not only at Mobile World Congress, not only do you have new and upcoming smaller firms going to these.
Wait, real quick, I'll cut you off. We do have a comment talking about you sipping a lot of water, not eating a lot of peppers.
Whoa! Hold up.
No! Bite this one, bro.
Dude, I got my own. Swine flu. No. We're moving on from swine flu. Oh god.
But did that one just get really spicy?
Yep.
Oh, mine hit me hard, dude. Whew. All right, let me continue your list here.
But think about the economic impact of this, though, right? Because this isn't the only.
I'm sure that they make like Barcelona has. That one's hitting you.
This isn't the only thing that's been closed from this that's been shut down, and this alone creates 14,000 part-time jobs during this event.
That's
so we got now
14,000
jobs in Barcelona that usually every year people can count on coming up, no longer being created. Oh man.
I mean, I see you noted here. It generates 492 million euros. I'm no expert on euro conversions to USD.
That's a lot.
But that's a lot of USD.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna take a break from my jalapeno for a couple minutes here, as I'm sure you are too.
I think I'm gonna agree with you on that one.
Okay. IOTA cryptocurrency shut down the entire network after wallet hack.
Yeah.
Tell us about this wallet hack.
So,
Or actually, let's talk about cryptocurrency in general first.
Cryptocurrency in general. We'll start with this one though.
I was gonna say, if you guys don't know what cryptocurrencies are, they're
Bitcoin,
just like the U.S.
Ethereum.
dollar, except for they're completely digital and they're backed by different things rather than gold. Like
Think credits in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Credits.
or like your favorite app you play. I'm sure it has something that says buy this new coin or buy this gem or
Apex
this that.
coins.
Yeah, whatever
V-Bucks for you Fortnite players out there.
V-Bucks. It's like buying V-Bucks, except for like V-Bucks. Their backing is
in-game items. This is
in-game
real life.
items. While cryptocurrencies, their backing maybe things like you have Bitcoin, which is mathematical formula solving for
verifying transactions.
Yeah, verifying transactions. They have a whole backend that does math, and they pay people with Bitcoin, and their backing is done by actual labor. Digital labor.
Computer labor.
Yeah, digital labor.
You share your computer's resources in order to verify transactions in order to earn more Bitcoin.
And that's the basics. We're not going to dive any deeper than that because if you guys want to learn more about it, I'm sure there's plenty of information out there on the internet for you.
Yeah. So IOTA, I believe that's how I'm saying it is correctly, but they shut down their entire network after a wallet hack. So pretty much what these hackers did is that wallets are used to store digital cryptocurrency,
Yeah,
right?
just like the wallet in your back
process in the
pocket.
creating of it, but think of it as like a back
Just
pocket
like
wallet,
this.
yeah, like that. But for digital cryptocurrency, so there's supposed to be these pretty much secure containers that hold your information, this
digital currency.
digital currency here. And these hackers were actually able to break into the main one that is used by IOTA and steal, I believe it was $1.6 million worth from users. And it was targeted at generally some of the more top crypto miners of this currency here. So they didn't steal it from everyone, but they only stole it from a couple, taking these 1.6 million. So IOTA actually, props to them, shut down their entire network within 25 minutes of being notified of this hack, though.
Wow.
So
now,
good response, but bad that it had to happen.
Do you know what their response has been for what they're gonna do now about that stolen cryptocurrency? There's nothing. I mean, that's part of getting into the crypto game and getting into cryptocurrencies in general is you have to always be aware that it's like if someone steals it from your wallet, your digital wallet, it's like someone stealing it from you in real life. It's gone. The insurance company ain't gonna give it back to you. Like, ain't no one gave it back to you.
So last time I checked, I haven't heard anything. This only happened actually Wednesday, though, February 12th.
Okay, so this
pretty recent event here. I haven't heard anything else yet about what they're going to do about it. I think right now they're just kind of going through their oh shit phase right now.
Yeah,
in
probably.
which they're trying to figure out what they're doing, how the hackers actually got into this right now.
That's the bigger problem because they didn't bring it back online yet, right?
They can't bring it back online yet until they secure this thing. So I think right now their biggest problem is securing this wallet, making sure this doesn't happen again.
Okay, yeah.
Because otherwise, there's no use in fixing it if it's just going to happen.
That's
again.
crazy. 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, more about crypto. We have coronavirus and its effect that it's had on crypto. Now, coronavirus is obviously something that's going crazy right now. And because of a humongous percentage of the crypto market in terms of all cryptocurrencies comes from overseas and comes from China. I think I just started paying
65%. 65% of Bitcoin hashing comes from China right now. So
wow.
That's when you take the whole world into consideration, that's 35% not done in China. That's a lot done in China.
Yeah, so the bigger portion of your crypto mining is done there. And now with coronavirus going around,
these
do you
mining
think
factories,
that's responsible for this recent dip this week in cryptocurrencies or this weekend?
I think it probably has part of it because China is also pushing their own cryptocurrency.
Or do you think that kind of just caused like a ripple in the pond type thing, or like a ripple effect that went out further? Because of the coronavirus affected it a little bit, people saw that downtrend again, and they saw what happened last time. Bitcoin took a big downtrend, and they got scared, and they pulled out, and this led to a ripple.
I think a lot of it coming up, part of it's probably definitely caused by this coronavirus shutting down Bitcoin mining facilities right now. Because these think of them as almost factories, right? But instead of building something, they're mining cryptocurrency, right? They have these workers in there that are monitoring these GPUs and ASICs and all that they're using to mine these cryptocurrencies here, and they've actually had to shut down some of these mining farms in China because the workers can't get back from the vacation from this trip that they've been on. So at this point, it's been weeks now that's happening.
I'm taking another bite of my jalapeno.
I'm gonna let you enjoy that, and I'm gonna keep talking about this.
You keep talking. I'm gonna.
So we have these workers again not being able to come back to work here. So these Bitcoin mining things are being put on pause. And not only are the miners being put on pause right now, but the machine manufacturers are having to halt production. The ones that actually make these specific machines in order to mine Bitcoin more efficiently than just say your standard gaming
big
GPU.
mining homes and
the ASICs, these computers built for it. So factories are put on hold and new machines are being delayed on shipping, which is actually having a big effect coming up because in May 2020, Bitcoin is being halved again. So you're only getting 50%. You're getting 50% fewer Bitcoin for verifying transactions.
Oh, how do you think that's gonna affect it? Because do you think it's gonna make more people withdraw? No?
I don't actually. I think it's actually probably gonna push the price up because we've seen this in the past. So think about it. It's the same kind of as if
your
gold,
supply
right?
/ demand.
Your supply starts to dry up, your demand goes up again. So what we usually see around this time is actually when the halving comes, it's going to take a slight dip because people are going to sell out or get rid of it, try and in case. And then after that, we see probably what's going to happen is that this Bitcoin is going to jump up again. So right now, it kind of looks like what it's
right now. Only time will tell, but
the dip before
I could see that happening.
The rise
for sure. Now you have noted here the Galaxy Z Flip.
Yeah. So Galaxy Z Flip, right? Samsung just came out with their new foldable phone, not the Galaxy.
Oh wait,
Fold.
I saw that. It folds in forward towards the screen.
Yeah. So you think of it more as more of a flip phone type of fold instead of more of a tablet that folds up into a phone size. So they claimed that it was glass. However, Jerry Rig Everything posted his video, and we see that it scratches at the same level as plastic. So you can actually take your fingernail, and if you push along the screen, you can leave an indentation.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty big flaw to me.
Glass doesn't bend.
Yeah, I mean,
right? I mean, I don't know if chat here's ever tried to bend something that's glass, but usually it doesn't go that well.
This is true. Not well at all. I think we found a bunch of things that don't bend very well.
Yeah, like
we've broken our fair share of things.
This doesn't bend very well apparently. But yeah, so but actually
real quick, I want to give a shout out to Casters. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you, Casters.
For everyone who's listening to this, or anyone who's watching this on YouTube or listening to this on the podcast, the iTunes podcast app. Sorry, this jalapeno is really getting to me right now. We live stream this on Twitch at twitch.tv/only_center.
Yep.
The link will be in the description of whatever you're watching or listening to. But we do this live, and then it gets pushed out to these other platforms afterwards. So for all you guys listening or watching, you guys can always watch live. We don't have an exact schedule, but to keep updated on the schedule, we will put it on my Twitter account, only_center. It'll be live there or on some of Jory's socials. I don't know what socials he likes to plug because he doesn't like Twitter.
I don't social, but it's fine. I come here for you.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Yeah, but so what a lot of people were thinking then maybe is that there was a thin layer of glass over top of a plastic screen here so it would bend, right? Like almost a nano layer, but you wouldn't see the same scratching on top of it. However, though, the rest of the phone actually pretty decent. Snapdragon 855.
I've seen a lot of people putting the videos up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the video. It's like a phone, and it's sitting out like this. It looks beautiful, like a little Galaxy phone, and then folds right in half.
Folds right in half. Imagine like your old flip phone.
Like your old Razor.
Yeah. Speaking of the Razor, though, what do we think about that? What, $1,500 for the Motorola Razr?
Yeah, I saw that they were releasing a new one.
$1,300 for the Samsung Galaxy, the Z Flip. Motorola Razr has a mid-range Snapdragon, right? So we have an older. I want to say it's 3 years old already. The processor that they're using in the.
I think it's a
Razr.
bad move for
Razr.
For Galaxy, or for all.
I don't think it is. I think for Galaxy.
Well, now they're raising the whole reason why people go with Galaxy phones right now.
Though.
What?
This is the phone that redefines flip phones, though. I think. Right, the Galaxy Fold was the cool niche item, right? You had this phone that was big and thick, and you could open it up and have a tablet with you wherever you went. But this, it
wasn't very popular.
I carry around a large phone, right? I have a Samsung.
His phone
Note.
is
This
huge.
thing's huge, right?
To give you guys a reference, here's an iPhone 8. Here's an iPhone 8 compared to size.
Right.
Okay. His phone is a decent chunk bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine being able to take this phone here and folding it in half, right? you get the same screen size and half the form factor. Sure, it's a little thicker, but you don't have this huge bulge. And I know a lot of people, like, especially look at women's pockets, right?
But I feel like most people like the thinner rather than, they don't care about how much surface area it covers, but they do care about how thick it is.
Right, but at the same time, if it's a lot smaller, right? People carry AirPods in their pocket.
This is true.
Think
You're
about
right.
it. It
you are
folds
right
up
with that,
not much larger than an AirPods case, right?
Yeah.
So think about, I don't know, maybe like, you know, girls generally pockets tend to be smaller than men, or they carry around smaller purses. I know most women probably wouldn't want to carry around this phone because it wouldn't fit in their pockets. So imagine you can get this same phone, you can get the same screen size, right? This real estate, if you're on the go all the time, you like watching movies or Netflix or podcasts or whatever like that, you know, like Spicy Tech Podcast, right, on your phone.
Exactly.
You can fold your phone up in half now, and all of a sudden you want to watch something or take a photo or whatever, you flip it open,
I
and
see,
you have this
I
big
see
screen.
the practicality in it. I do. But I'm not a big fan of it. But my bigger point with Galaxy's mistake on this is the reason why or I don't want to say why so many, but the reason for the majority of people who switched from iPhone to a Galaxy in the last recent years is because of the price point of these guys jumping so high and the Galaxies and Androids staying so reasonably priced.
Well, then you go with the S20.
And that's what I'm saying, but I think that this new move for these new expensive $1,300, $1,400 or phones in general is bad. Whether you want to compete with Apple's pricing or not, I think it's a bad look for us. Me as a consumer, I don't want to see phone prices go up anymore.
Well, every year they've been going up lately.
I know. And
just look at it. Like,
at some point, it's going to be building
a flagship phone for
at some point, Jordan, me and you're going to be
$700.
taking these things apart and building our own phones,
I
like
wish.
PCs. They're going to be running Windows 10 on them.
Well, Google canceled that. Remember, we tried
No,
Project Aura, modular smartphone.
I didn't.
It was a Google project for a long time. They were going to come out with these almost modules that you could do on your phone. So you'd have like your base screen, right? And then on the back of your phone would have these different modules that you could just, you know, put a new, more powerful CPU in, or say, you know, you don't care about the camera that much, so you don't put a big camera module in, but you put a bigger battery module in that maybe took up a little more space. So you could have these modules that you'd swap out of your phone, and you could almost configure your phone to what you wanted. So say you don't care,
Do you know what the reason behind canceling was? No idea.
No clue. Google decided it wouldn't be profitable.
I see you put something here about a new security chip for Galaxies.
Yes. So Samsung Knox, right? That's Samsung's new chip. Well, not that new actually, and not just the chip. It's actually end-to-end multi-layer protection. So it not only does hardware security, but it also is built into the physical software of Samsung phones itself.
Okay, so they're working hand in hand.
Yeah. So they came out with a new chip for it that protects your PIN, password, and actually has a blockchain private key. So we see now that.
So this
phone
this kind of feeds back into crypto.
Going back into crypto, where you can actually have it secured on your phone as well through this device, because the built-in security features supports cryptocurrency.
The only downside to that is then it's an all-in-one access key if that happens. Right. But through the blockchain is very, very difficult. If you guys aren't aware of that, you guys can do some research on your own. But blockchain is very, very secure, and it's a lot harder to break than or to hack than a bank website or this website or you know your school's website.
What I thought was interesting, though, right? They have this tech that I actually just didn't know about before this. Knox Warranty Bit is what it's called. So what it does is pretty much like a lot of days before Android actually got to be semi-decent, people used to root their Android phones all the time, right? So people would put custom ROMs, custom operating systems, versions of Android on their phones. Well, with Samsung Knox, you can't do that anymore.
Kind of like when people buy they make the lookalike iPhones and they load Android software to emulate iPhone.
Okay, well that's different. That's different. That's a little different.
It is. So okay, it is different.
This was full on Android, right? It had all the features of Android. But say, I don't know, someone wanted to design, because Android is open source, where iOS is closed, right? So Android, anyone can go out right now, download the.
If
Android
you guys
SDK.
also don't know what open source is quite literally it means the source of the
source
whatever
code
it is
free and
the
available to anyone,
so the source code or whatever. So if you have an open source website, the code for your website, this is the most basic example you can think of, that the code for all that is open to the public. Anyone can take it, anyone can copy it, anyone can reuse it, add adjustments to it, and create their own version of it or use that exact version of it.
Run it on anything.
You can do whatever you want with open source. Yeah. And that's the whole point of it.
A lot of people wanted new features or something like that. Someone would make a custom version of Android that maybe supported dual screens or something like that, right? You wanted to plug your phone in via an HDMI cable, because some phones actually have this capability. You can plug it in via HDMI cable or something like that, or micro USB back then, and output it to a second device, or have some extra features built into this phone. You'd put up a custom operating system on it. Or say you got a budget phone, they made lightweight versions of Android that you could put on that phone real quick, and it would run better on the hardware than your stock one, because, you know, manufacturers want you to buy the nicer one. What this actually does now, it's a one-time programmable eFuse. So what that means is with Samsung Knox, if you try and load a custom ROM or root your Android device with this on here, it actually flips a switch and you can no longer use Samsung Knox features.
Huh.
So
you can never revert. Once you
revert
break that fuse, you can't go back.
Yeah, once
I
you
guess
break it, you can't
that's
go
kind
back.
of the point in calling it an e-fuse. Got it.
Yeah. So Samsung Pay stops working. So your secure folder stops working. Any encrypted data on there, gone. It's similar to Apple's T2 chip that they've been putting in their MacBooks.
That's their incentive to keep you using their Samsung
their
version,
own version of Android.
or this Knox kernel. That way they can keep you using their. I mean, think about it. What if they were to come up with their own backed cryptocurrency for this platform to block it into the block, or to group it in and back it with the blockchain? That would be something I would be in immediately. I'll say that. That is me. I would be in immediately. That sounds like a great way to make some money.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
now,
I mean, think about this for consumers, though, right? It's taking away the freedom from consumers here. Because if this phone gets old,
taking away from that.
This phone gets old now, right? Samsung puts heavy skins on their Android. It's a known fact, right?
Yep.
And they don't support them for long periods of time. So you're taking end of life out of this as well now. So once this phone becomes like, say, I want to keep this phone for 3 years, it's probably not going to get updates anymore. Because that's one thing Android and Samsung especially is notoriously bad about, is updating their devices outside of 2 years. So 3 years from now, this phone's going to be outdated, right? I can no longer take this phone, put a custom newer version of Android on it than what it's supposed to have, and still use its features, because they all get locked out. I think it's bad.
That's really that is a very interesting.
Very
point.
consumer unfriendly. Security.
And it's very unlike Android. I think Android is generally pretty consumer friendly.
Yeah, I have an old Nexus tablet from 2012, I think, 2015 or 2012, and put custom version, brand new version of Android on it just a couple weeks ago. Works like a charm. But I couldn't do that with this. So disappointing from Samsung.
Well,
security good, feature loss bad.
Talking about losses, we're gonna hop into some gaming news here. We have like a lot of gaming news to actually talk about.
Do we?
First of all,
this is your realm.
Franchising with Call of Duty. Now,
tell me.
You know about franchising. You know what franchising is?
Yeah, it's like sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you affiliate with cities. There's big money, big investors, big production.
All of these are good. I'm listening. Tell me more about the money.
Yeah, good for you. You bite into that pepper. I can't do it again. I ran out of Gatorade. But so we have Call of Duty got franchised.
Real quick, apparently our audio is only in one ear.
Our audio should not be coming through mono.
Well, I think we need to check it mono, because we're only using one mic. We're not using stereo. Thank you. I'm gonna call you.
Does anyone else in the chat notice mono and not stereo?
I'm betting they're listening with headphones.
This could be it. That could be it. But I believe. Let me go step away real quick and go double check in my OBS. But I believe we are. Yes. The YouTube video should be pretty clear too. So all of you guys watching on YouTube, you should get that pretty clear, because I'm gonna download the VOD and then the VOD is gonna mono it anyway. So we'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be good.
Anyway,
it'll be beautiful.
So back to our game topics.
So tell me about COD franchising.
Call of Duty franchising. So
yes.
There's been a lot of scares with Call of Duty going into franchising, like Overwatch and a couple other esports have.
Do you think this is a bad thing if they go into franchising?
No, I think it's good. I think it's
Why?
good. Bad for Call of Duty fans. Bad for Call of Duty players. Actually, no, not bad. Good for Call of Duty players, but good for esports as a whole in terms of growing and getting to the point where anyone who's involved in esports wants it to go, or needs it to go, I guess.
Why bad for fans?
Because of there's the downside of city affiliation, which kind of makes
I see that as a good thing, though.
No, I see it's a good and bad. There's a little bit of play here.
Philadelphia Fusion.
Yes.
Look at
the
that.
thing is,
you get a whole
what if you're from Pittsburgh, but you like the players in the Philadelphia Fusion?
What if you're from Pittsburgh and you like the Philadelphia Eagles?
Exactly. There's a little bit of a negative connotation there because of the people you're around, or influence on you. And that's
so you're saying you're
you know
taking these teams away and you're geo-locking them, is what you're trying to say?
Kind of, yeah. And I mean that's a fair argument I've seen a decent bit of people make. But the bigger thing is now you have, I think it's League. Is it League of Legends? I believe.
Probably.
Where they just had this huge issue with match setting. Like setting up matches and like some dude, I believe he just got moved to an inactive roster because of I believe this is League of Legends, because of he was found match setting. So someone was like, I need you to throw this. You need to lose this game,
Okay.
or else.
So what you're saying now is
And
that these
they say-
franchises could be manipulating players' abilities, and you're
Not,
no longer
not
going
the franchise, but players could be throwing matches on purpose, purposely
in
losing
order
matches.
to make or lose money.
In terms of
not
gambling,
lose probably, but make more money.
Yeah, in terms
Okay.
of gambling. With the franchising, it's not a big deal for the players because the players are getting so much money within the franchise leagues already that they probably aren't going to be. They would have to be making absurd bets, which would be clear to see.
Right.
That they were making absurd bets. But it does bring into play. You have players who maybe in CS:GO, maybe it's in CS:GO, it's not in League.
Tell me.
Where they miss a snipe, and it's like you don't think they normally miss that snipe. Maybe it's an off day, but now you have people saying they're throwing on purpose, and now because it's all come in, now it's like what's
so you think it's going
really
to be the
someone
same
throwing?
way as NFL football, where everyone's
No, I'm saying it's
fixed?
concern because of someone.
Right.
Recently, a player was put on the bench because of they said they got a call from basically the Chinese mafia, and they said they threatened their family and
with the virus, the coronavirus.
yeah, they threatened them basically, and he threw the game, and he's currently being this is all speculation. He's currently being investigated. He got moved to an inactive roster on his team. So
Okay, but do you think franchising
the question is,
actually
does
affect
that come
though?
to COD?
I don't think that franchising affects that. I think that happens anyway. Because I think people
Well, no, because it's not as big. Now that it's on a bigger scale, I think that.
But I think this is
opens the door
just
for it.
the natural progression of esports is just growing as a whole.
Oh yeah, I mean just like
So
you think it's gonna happen in regular sports.
I don't think that franchising is actually going to have that much impact on it. I think
I
it's gonna
hope it doesn't
happen
bring in Call of Duty. I hope it doesn't bring in the Call of Duty. I really hope so.
I just hope that esports stay fair.
We got another topic here about
okay.
gaming that I'm sure you will love to hear.
Oh, is it about Fortnite?
Fortnite and
my
its downfall.
favorite game. I hope it downfalls.
The death of Fortnite. Now
It
you guys
should die.
It should die.
It should die. Yeah.
I've been playing the game for 2 years.
I've never enjoyed the game.
And I
played it too.
the
I will
only
say,
reason
I played the
why
game.
me and Joy did play the game. We got some wins on stream. The only reason why I say that I still like the game.
I'm listening.
And I don't like it enough to play it right now, as you know.
Yes, because you've been playing a better game,
Yes.
Apex. Yes.
But is the building aspect. No game has incorporated it so well or anything like this in such a way that has just, I mean, obviously captured attention of the entire world like Fortnite has.
Correct.
I mean, it's bigger than most games ever have been.
True. I won't deny that. And it's free to play, so you don't even have to pay. I think if Fortnite had gone free to play, it never would have been so successful. 100%.
Oh, I agree with that. But my thing is, right now, is there anything Fortnite can do to come back? Say they release the new season with this new engine, and they do everything that players ask for, which is never possible. But say they release
I
something
disagree with that. That's not
that makes them
We'll bring that up later, but
something that makes something that's really really favorable that a lot of people are asking for. Maybe not makes everyone satisfied, but it's things that we all want. You know what I mean? And it's things that will bring all of us back to the game, at least temporarily.
Okay.
Does that save this downfall? Or does Fortnite, no matter what, does it slow it maybe? Or is Fortnite, do you think they're committed to the doom?
I don't think it's doomed. I really don't. And as much as I don't
I'm
like
50-50 on it right now.
I don't think it is. Because this new game engine isn't from what I understand anyway, I might be wrong, but from what I've read and understood, this isn't a full reworking of the entirety of the game. It's more of a physics engine rework.
Well, I'm not even thinking that. I'm just thinking the downfall. I've seen people like myself, who's always been playing Fortnite, as you know. Some of my closest friends who play Fortnite religiously and would never drop the game. You know who you are. Would never drop the game for anything. Are dropping the game now.
I think people are just getting bored with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is there something they can do to bring those players back? Do you think a new season with the new engine, all this new stuff, these big changes, do you think that brings all of us back?
I don't know if it does. I mean, but look at Apex. A bunch of people went back for Season 4.
This is
true. And that was some minor changes,
true.
Right? They didn't do game engine updates. They added one new character, Revenant. They did very well, I will say, though, with the marketing.
Yeah,
fooling everyone with Forge.
Fooling everyone.
Brilliant
that was
move.
good.
Everyone was so mad.
Some people were calling it. Some people
were obviously calling it. But people speculate on anything, right?
Yeah.
So,
true.
If you don't know what they did, Apex Respawn Entertainment has been teasing Revenant since October, right? The Flight or Fright, whatever it was, the event that they had during that.
I didn't play, but
there were rumors going around of Revenant, and you could see him in some of the videos and stuff that they released, kind of shady in the background, this character, right? So they've been teasing him ever since then. People found in the game files mentions of him, and everyone was super excited because they thought, oh, Season 4, we're going to get Revenant finally, right?
Yeah.
Season 4 comes out, right? They release Season 4, and no mention of Revenant anywhere. All of a sudden, we're getting this new information about this new legend called Forge. So, Forge was supposed to be this character, up close character, kind of a brawler. You get close in fights, melee combat, things like that. It was supposed to be interesting, right? Everyone got really excited for this new character, Forge, and then right before Season 4 drops,
his abilities sounded real weird in the game.
They killed him. Literally killed him. They released a quote-unquote live stream with him.
If you guys didn't see
you didn't see the video,
it was a beautiful storyline they created here.
They created this storyline. You know, he's the first champion. He's the people's champion.
And they integrated all of this into the game.
Lore. Yeah, and they integrated this.
They integrated in the game so the casual players got this experience, and that's what games.
Before the interview happened, you're playing the game, and you could go to a building in Refinery. I want to say it was Refinery. Yeah. You could see that the video studio was actually set up.
Yeah, they had a fake live production in the game.
Fake live production in the game. Really, really clever. It gives that little extra flair, right? And then they release this video podcast. And Revenant comes in and kills Forge right there, like live on the stream, and then it ends. It's like a minute-long video, and it ends.
And that's the intro to season 4.
And that's the intro to season 4, and everyone loses their minds because
this is true.
Everyone started to believe Forge was going to be the new character.
Now this kind of segued us as well. This segued us from Fortnite to Apex, which is our next talking point we had here. And
I think it was brilliant. That's all I'm going to say. Respawn.
How do you feel overall about? So now that we've had a little bit of time playing Apex with Revenant in the game.
Okay. I think he's a disappointment.
Originally,
if we're talking about Revenant,
I agree. Yes, I will 100% agree with that. So, you kind of answered the question already, but how do you think Revenant changed versus like what you thought about him at the beginning of the season and how the reality is now that you've played a bunch of it? What is your perception now? Because at the beginning, me and you both thought the meta was gonna blow.
I thought he was gonna.
I thought Revenant was gonna be the big thing in the meta, and I don't know if he really is right now.
I don't think so.
It's kind of 50-50.
I think his ability is very selectively used, right?
Yeah.
So his tactical ability, not his ultimate, the deny, right? So it disables other characters' abilities, right? Which for 10 seconds.
I'm curious to see what happens when the pro scrims start to get their hands.
I don't know if they're gonna
really
use him.
I
really don't know if they're gonna use him.
Because I mean, I've seen some clips where people do some tricky stuff, but it's still difficult to do.
He can be played well, but it's extremely difficult to do so because not only you have to understand how to play him well, but your team has to understand how to work with him. Because you can't just drop a portal and it's like, oh cool, I'm getting shot at, I can take this portal real quick. Right? Like which you do with Wraith or Pathfinder. Oh, I can take this zipline real quick to get to a high plane or something like that. It's not that simple because with his ultimate ability here, right? Which is
you have to pre-plan
Tombstone. You have to pre-plan it, right?
And you have to be communicating with your team where, when, how.
You don't want your whole team to use it at once. Because if your whole team uses it at once, you're effectively cutting your entire health for your whole team in half for all of them, right?
Yep.
So now you're going in against a fully healed team, most likely, with your team now at half health for all of them.
Yeah.
So if you place this totem too close and you get third-partied, you're automatically down. You only have shield left. You're one shot. Or a caustic comes up behind you. All it takes is one caustic trap on his totem, and the entire team's dead when they respawn.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it leaves you with one.
That's
HP.
A really good point. I didn't think about that.
Insta dead, or a grenade.
Huh. That's really interesting. How do you feel about the split? So if you guys don't know, Apex this season, it's going to be a split map. So the first half of the season, we're on our what is the map called?
World's Edge. World's Edge for the first one, which had some changes. I actually like the changes.
I like changes.
Some people don't.
And the second half of season 4 is going to be the original map, which is King's Canyon.
Yes.
He knows more about it than me.
A little bit sometimes. I like this actually.
I think this idea is beautiful, and I like how they're so open about it, and they just tell us. Not like Fortnite, we're gonna get some
different play styles.
Crazy stuff going on the whole season with a orb floating around, going from country to country, spawn to spawn, and then crashing into the middle of the map and destroying everything, giving us a new season. I'm happy that Apex is just like, this is what we're gonna do this season.
Yeah.
I love it. They're so open about it, and I love it.
I really like the way Respawn's been handling Apex.
I do too.
I think they've been doing very well with it. They've been open with the development.
They give us patch notes.
I mean, they take their good old time fixing things sometimes, like that stupid glitch when you're coming out of the dropship. That has been going on for months now, which I don't know why that's not fixed yet, because it blasts my ears every single time.
And the thing going on with Bang right now, where you can turn invisible as
Bang.
Yes.
Invisibility. That would be, you know how easy it would be probably for them to just pull that skin out of the game until they fix this problem?
Is it a skin, though?
It's a skin.
It is a skin?
It's one specific skin. Yes.
Huh.
So why they haven't pulled that out yet, I don't know. Because that's really annoying when you just get killed by someone that you can't see. And it's potentially game breaking. If they leave this in for long enough, I see people getting frustrated and not coming back. Because if you're getting shot by someone you can't see, why are you going to want to play this game anymore?
Yeah, it's really weird. You can see their shoulders and out to their arms, and then you can see their neck to their top of their head, but you can't see anything below. And it's really, really bad.
Makes it almost impossible.
Especially when Bang has smoke.
Yeah.
It makes it very, very difficult. Even, like, me and you ran in a situation where we had our teammate who was doing it. We reported them off the bat for doing it.
Yeah,
because he was definitely intentionally doing it.
100%. It's not a
and we were looking for a teammate. We're like, where is he? I see his name, but I see his head, but I don't see the rest of him. Yeah. And then I realized, like, oh, this is the glitch. I saw a headline on it earlier today, and then we went and said we're recording this.
I don't like it. I mean,
even if it was a teammate, we don't care.
Some people like glitches because
don't eat it all, because we're gonna end this. We're gonna end the podcast with biting into that, crunching into it.
Not eating all of it. I just want another bite. They're delicious.
I'm just letting you know. Okay, so I have one more topic here to talk about, and that's the streaming platforms as a whole and how the competition's going on right now between YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch mostly.
I don't think Mixer has a chance. Right now, I don't think Mixer has a chance.
Even with, have you looked at Shroud's numbers?
I know.
They're horrible.
They're terrible.
He barely pulls like these are out of date numbers, but these are from probably about a month ago. But he was still only pulling like a couple thousand viewers. Yeah. Which is like
sounds like a lot, but when
you're talking about Shroud, who's normally between 50 and 150K on Twitch.
He used to boost games to the top. Like he could play any game and it wouldn't matter.
Think about how much money he used to get on Twitch just to play a game.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think that fact alone is enough for me to stay on Twitch, but who knows what Shroud's after. It might be alternate
the deal
motives.
that he got from Mixer must be ridiculous.
I don't think it's a money motive. There's no way it can be a money motive.
I'm sure.
I don't think for Ninja and I mean Ninja came out and said it wasn't a money motive. What they said originally
was that it would allow them to communicate with their community better, right? It was supposed to be a community-based decision. However, if this was not going to be good for them financially, I don't think they would have made the change.
Oh, yeah, no. No. They definitely got a fat bag. They secured the bag.
Oh, I'm sure. Santa Claus came down the chimney and he couldn't bring the bag with him. He had to come in through the garage because it was probably so big and full of money.
They had to move both the cars out.
Yeah.
Park them in there.
I don't think that... But I still don't think Mixer has a chance because they can't keep up. They cannot keep pulling these big influencers to their channel and just paying them big bucks. There's no way they can afford it. Because there's no way... They're going to run out of money.
Segue.
Now... It is run by Microsoft. Microsoft.
I have one side note on that, and it's just a really, really quick one. But so Mixer's marketing strategy here is basically let's pay the biggest streamers, get them over here, and they're spending a lot of their advertising money on that.
Yep.
I think that is still a better tactic than I'm sure what you guys have seen advertisements on. That this company has spent millions, if not. No, okay, we're not gonna say billions, but millions of dollars in advertising. Raid Shadow Legends. We're not sponsored by them, and we will never be.
Raid Shadow Legends, download it right now. The link's going to be in the... No? We're not?
No.
Why didn't we get one of those? Everyone else has one of those.
For real. Dude, the marketing money that they've put into their advertising, they've paid every influencer you've seen. I'm positive of it. I've seen it.
I mean, I haven't seen you with it yet, so we haven't gotten paid.
It's probably on my Twitch.
We're already gotten DMs. I actually just got a new email here. I'm just kidding.
From
Raid Shadow Legends?
From Raid Shadow Legends.
Shall we check real quick?
Yeah, go. Let's check the email. Did we get any stories yet?
I don't think we have. No one loves us.
Nope. Okay, we didn't get any stories from you.
That's okay. It's okay.
But
I'm ready for those Raid Shadow Legend emails though.
Anyway, back to it. Don't please, if you're a company, don't do that marketing strategy. If you're a person planning to make.
I don't know though.
Don't do raids.
Look at this. Hold up. Right.
They're trash. They're losing so much money.
Okay. Right. But we're talking about them right now, for free. They just got marketing from us. Think about that.
It's not positive marketing.
No. I'm just saying it's not positive marketing, but it's the same thing as marketing, and it's the same thing that people thought Tesla did, right? Cybertruck reveal, right? Oh, our windows are unbreakable. Boom, crash. Look at all that free publicity.
Bad marketing.
Wait.
I'm not for it at all.
Look at all that free publicity they got, right? Oh no, Tesla breaks their window.
It's not worth it though. It's proven not worth it.
Hey, I'm not done.
Negative association.
Right? You get that negative association though, and then they go, "Oh look, we fixed it." And then what? A week later, they
release.
There's
no fixing Raid Shadow Legends,
no. They release a video of them, throwing the ball at it and it not breaking. Right? Oh, cool. Tesla fixed their window in like a week. Right? Everyone puts out another news story. So not only now do you get that first storm of news about people going, "Oh, Raid Shadow Legends is just talking about everyone and sending everyone money," but now. You get later talking about it.
Now they're a meme. They're a meme now.
They are a meme, but that's free advertising. It's free real estate.
I see that point. but
It's
I
free real estate.
don't think it is a point worth paying that much money for.
But how many downloads do they have right now?
A lot less than they paid for.
How many downloads does Raid?
They would be better off if they
Raid
said everyone download the
Shadow
game.
Legends.
They'd be better off if they made you sign up with your Cash App and sent you $5.
I don't know.
They would be better off doing that than doing this advertising they're doing.
Okay, but hold up. They have 719,000 reviews on Google Play Store right now.
That's pretty good.
That's a lot.
I don't know how we segued into well, actually, I know how we segued.
We did segue because we
didn't want to talk about Raid Shadow Legends.
I'm just saying.
Let's not talk about them. I'm not a fan.
10 million plus installs. That's a lot.
I've seen 10 million plus ads, and I tell you they're paying more than $1 for those ads.
But okay, remember, you get these 10 million plus installs, right? I'm sure that this game has ads.
They get money from their ads.
I'm sure they get.
I understand that. Yeah.
However, they also have in-app purchases.
It's not paying off.
So you're getting people who are now playing this game because I saw this. I think it's paying off for them. I definitely do.
I don't at all.
It got 4.1 stars.
So Mixer, you think they're gonna rise to a point where the curve just stables off?
Yes.
And stays consistent, or do you think they're gonna parabola and come right back down?
I don't think they're gonna go down. I think that they're going to find their niche. I think it's gonna be a niche. I don't think it's gonna be ever as big as Twitch. I don't
either.
That they're gonna become a stable platform, similar to, I don't know, Windows versus Linux, right?
Yeah.
People still use Linux. Linux is still developed. It's got its purpose. It's got its niche, right?
Still being worked on.
But
kind of.
No, there's actually a lot of Linux out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not like very
But
prominent.
it's not, you don't go out and buy a a Linux laptop, right?
Yeah.
You don't do things like that. It's just not what it's for. It's not what people use it for. I think Mixer is going to be kind of the same way. It's going to have its own niche. It's going to be self-sufficient. It's going to still be around.
How many people are going to be mad by the way you say niche?
Niche. It doesn't
You say
matter.
niche. Some people say niche. Some people say niche. So
I'm going to say all three.
Yeah, every time you say it, you're going to say niche,
and nosh. I don't know.
Okay, YouTube. What do you think about some of these big streamers switching over to YouTube, like Courage JD and who else switched to YouTube? Did Valkyrie or who else? Someone else from the 100 Thieves Content House switched over to YouTube. But what do you think about streaming on YouTube? I think YouTube is not helping at all.
I think that YouTube, from what I've heard, their new stream platform is garbage.
Well, the reason why it's garbage is because when you guys open up your phone and you log into your YouTube app, why is there not a live button on the bottom where you can look at only live channels? Why is that there? You want to talk about making
I thought there was a live button.
No, on your mobile app. That's where most of your users are looking at their YouTube videos from.
You're not wrong. If I don't usually watch YouTube on my laptop. If I watch YouTube, it's
on my
phone.
I usually actually watch it on my desktop.
Okay,
but sometimes I do watch it on my phone. But I understand they're marketing to, there should be. My point is there should when you see your subscription box, you see recommended, you see your inbox.
Is there not though?
There should be a default button there for the live channels, for the channels you follow that are live, or to explore. The explore button should have live channels on there. It should have a section for live channels, and it doesn't. Not on the bottom, like right here, down in the bottom. You see, you have library,
so
inbox.
You think down where it says home, trending, subscriptions, inbox, and library.
You want YouTube to be a mainstream platform like YouTube has claimed they will be.
There should be a live section in the app.
And it should be very clear and easy to get to, and it should be right in the front. If they want to be a mainstream platform, it should be. It needs to be. It needs to be.
Okay, but YouTube has always relied on their algorithm. So what do you think of the algorithm putting live channels just up front?
I don't like that either.
Say you put a VOD up, right? You put your video on demand up there, right? Your whatever latest Fortnite video or Apex video that you've recorded, right? And you're live streaming right now. Instead of showing you when
the
they
video
go in,
first, it shows live stream up top first.
It shows you the live stream up top first.
My thing is though, when you go and check your subscription feed, it's just gonna have a bunch of live channels. What if you follow a lot of channels stream at the same time? Then you're never gonna be able to get to your video content.
But would you rather have them watching? Your
I would rather be a separate category.
Or would you? I'm just saying. If they have to be, well, they're going to be separate anyway, right? So you want this dedicated button.
I do, yeah.
All right, so that's going to not show the VODs. So would you rather they open up their YouTube app? Right?
Well, it's going to be its own separate section from where videos already are.
Right. So I'm saying your default section when you open up YouTube is probably going to be your video on demand, right? Because that's what YouTube is, right?
Yep.
They're not a live streaming platform. They do offer live streaming, but that is not their
go-to. Yeah.
Right. So now you're going to YouTube. You're opening up your video on demand. Other people are live streaming, but now instead of coming to your live stream because they didn't click that button to go to the live streams, they're watching one of your older videos. Would you rather have it so that it's all one feed, live videos are prioritized over videos that you've already made, right? So this way you're getting these viewers who are coming in, they're opening up their feed, and they're seeing that you're live first, and they're going to these live streams instead of going down and watching your video that you've already put out while you're live streaming.
I
as a content creator,
I personally think,
which would you rather have?
As a content, I mean, like, of course I want more people in my live stream.
Answer
the thing is, though, you don't want people who want to be watching one of your videos. I think that it could create a lot of things where you have a lot of flow viewers that slide in, slide out type thing. You create a duration, a low duration like period there.
Okay. So you're saying people would rather come in and
that
watch
you should
like a couple minutes of a live.
You should curate for the viewers, not the creator.
Okay.
But give the creator the tools to help be part of that curation.
So what if this was like an opt-in type of thing that YouTube set up? What if they set it up as you can?
I think by default,
in.
I think by default it should be separate. And I'm not saying that you can't have like YouTube. The way they do it right now, it's fine if they leave it just like that in the subscription feed, which is like if you started streaming at 3:45 and 2 videos came out after that you're subscribed to, they show up on top of it, and the feed shows up. The live feed, the button to watch the live stream if they're still live, shows up, or actually even the past VOD
so now
after
you're
done
hiding
streaming.
though this live stream that you're trying to get viewers to.
Well, no, you have that in its own tab. So if they're specifically looking for something live, which I think anyone who's looking at live stream, they're specifically looking for live.
But what if you don't know? Because a lot of times I'll scroll through YouTube.
Well, then you
and
scroll
I'll see
through and
live.
you see your videos, and then you get to one that says it has like if you've seen it, it says live on it.
Okay.
And then if it's already over, then it has it'll have like a
timestamp.
Like a timestamp, yeah, so that you know that. But it'll say that it was a live stream.
Right. No,
it'll say like live stream has ended. Yeah. So like I'm okay with it staying just like that. That way, if someone's just like scrolling through all their content and they want to see what they don't know what they want to watch. They don't know. Okay. Then they'll see it in there in the order. But that way it doesn't, because if you're someone you're a user who's subscribed to so many channels and all, let's say YouTube becomes the main streaming platform. All the people streaming, you're never ever gonna get down. I don't know, it's not ever gonna, but you're never ever gonna get that down to the VOD content. And then if you don't know what users you want to watch, you don't know what the new stuff that user put out today, then you're never gonna find it. You're gonna have to search through every channel. Like I'm subscribed to over 1,000 YouTube channels.
Okay.
Over 1,000.
So you're
I would
saying
never
that
ever
you would
get the same content.
rather have it so you have to search for live streams than search for your videos. Is what you're saying?
No, I'd rather have it the way that they currently curate it through the this
So
the
you
subscription
have to.
box. You don't have to search. You do this. It's just like a video shows up by the order of when it was published. So when the live stream started, that's where it goes into your subscription feed.
Okay.
And then
what
have
about
a
people who don't
separate
follow live
thing.
streamers? You're just gonna now YouTube wants to maximize their screen real estate, right? So
Well,
now
you can
you're
still
gonna
recommend
have,
users old VODs.
in the live streaming section though.
No, in like the recommended after videos and stuff like that, or on the side of live streams.
But what I'm saying is, what if you're someone who does YouTube isn't this super large live streaming platform, right?
Yeah.
They're not. They are large, yes, but they are not Twitch, right? Twitch is the go-to for live streaming. So now you create this dedicated live streaming button. Are you doing this to try and force people to stream on YouTube, or are you saying hypothetically if YouTube becomes this streaming platform? Because right now, what's going to happen is you're going to have this button that's taking up space now on your home screen, right? It's distracting people
Who
from
uses
the
the
other
inbox
buttons.
button?
What?
Who uses the inbox button?
I hardly ever do. No.
Nobody uses the inbox button.
I don't use the inbox
That button shouldn't even be there.
Okay, so replace the
inbox button
with a live stream
Simple.
button. Okay.
Have that taskbar customizable. I believe it is on some. I don't know if it is, but if it's not, it should be customizable.
Okay.
And the default should have a live streaming section on it.
Okay.
Like right now, you have home, trending, subscriptions, and inbox. No one uses inbox. Get rid of inbox. Replace it with a live thing that is dedicated just to people that are currently live.
Use inbox? I don't know. Do content creators use inbox?
If they do,
Would you use it?
Well, right now inbox gives you your post notifications, and all that kind of stuff.
Does it use it if you're allowed? I don't post on YouTube.
But if you get post notifications, you're clicking on your phone. You're not going to your inbox to look at the post notifications.
But I'm just saying, if you're getting if you as a content creator are getting, when you upload a video, do you get notifications about your video in inbox or no?
No, email.
No. Well, that's email. That's very disappointing.
Yeah, I honestly don't get the point of it, and that's why if you allow it customizable, there's way more viewers on YouTube than there are creators. So you put your creators second because they're not the ones creating your revenue technically. I mean, they kind of are in a way, but they're not at the same time. Directly, you're getting it from your viewers.
So what you're saying is separate live streams and bots. You want it
Not
separated
technically
as two different
fully
tabs.
separate it, but
As two
have
different
the
tabs.
subscription feed the same way it is, so it still has live content in there, but it's not getting prioritized.
So you want
And then
live
have
content
one
now
section
in
that is
both.
just for live. Yes.
I feel like that's too cluttered. I feel like you're getting a lot of redundancy
but it's not
here.
clutter. I mean, like
I feel like you're getting a lot of redundancy
it's
here,
just tough.
and
It's a tough thing to organize.
I think it should be live video first. VODs.
I could just see too many problems with that. Like, what if you follow too many channels that are live?
Well, then you can always go to the VOD. If you know what channel you want to go to, you just click on the channel name.
But that's the thing. Say you don't know what. I mean, like, that's YouTube's whole thing with the recommended is you're watching. I'm scrolling through my feed. I have no idea what I want to watch today. I just want to go scroll through and see if there's anything that interests me.
Well, I'm not talking about trending, man.
No. Of people I'm subscribed to. I'm subscribed to 1,000 YouTube channels. Say 200 of those are live. 20%.
So I think you just subscribe to too many people then.
I'm subscribed to it a lot.
I mean, I don't know. I'm the type of person who subscribes to channels that interest me. So I don't just go through.
My thing is, I can't watch every video of everyone I'm subscribed to every day. It's just I can't.
Then
But
you're
like
doing
say Nadeshot uploads a new video, I always want to see Nadeshot's video.
Okay.
But if there's a bunch of live streams ahead of it,
okay.
I'm never gonna get to the
What
score
if you
to see
could
Nadeshot's video.
prioritize channels then? What if you prioritize channels?
Too much when you have 1,000 channels. You got to think about all your users here.
Okay, so you always want to watch Nadeshot, right? You always want to watch Nadeshot.
But there's
videos.
what if I have too many to go through.
What if you could give that channel like a star that it would show itself priority?
I could
over
see
other
this.
channels.
I could see that, but post notifications already kind of do that.
Okay, then just turn on post notifications for Nadeshot and then bam. Now you've already
I
just
see too.
negated your fact.
I'll agree to disagree on yours. I'm not seeing that one.
Okay.
Last thing I had in here.
What is this shutdown?
Shutdown on Sliver. So Sliver
What
was
is Sliver?
It was like it's basically like a non-monetary gambling website where you would bet on Twitch streamers' actions. So like, say you're watching Mr. Conrem play Fortnite.
Okay.
Will he get a gold scar this game? Comes up. You bet money. Will he get a scar this game?
Okay.
Yes or no. You win or you lose. And there's also a version of it which was more common that you don't pay money.
Right.
And you just bet yes or no with coins that you get for watching, which they have advertisements that play.
So like
make money.
like Twitch's new channel points.
Similar, yeah. It's basically channel points, but you bet those, and they were a lot more sparse. You don't get as many of them, and you could bet those, and it'd pick a winner, or like if you won, it would give you more coins, and then like you could use those coins to gamble, and then when you gamble, it would tell you, basically like CS:GO like skins trading with that big wheel, see if it lands on you, type thing, and they'd give out G Fuel. They're sponsored by G Fuel. They got shut down, and that is a big thing, I think.
So gambling laws though, if you're under
gambling laws are open now. Yeah.
Are they?
But that doesn't count. That didn't count as gambling. I don't know.
Well, look at EU wanting to even ban loot boxes, right? Because they were considering loot boxes as gambling.
I did see a bunch of stuff about that. I
So
didn't look into it,
if you can't put loot boxes in games anymore, this is worse than a loot box, I would argue, because this is directly gambling on gaming. So what type of age verification are they doing for this?
Hopefully not taking pictures of
Well,
IDs.
I mean, apparently not anymore because
you have
they're being
to,
shut
for
down.
gambling ones, you take pictures of IDs and get it verified.
Exactly.
Like
so were they doing this or no? Because I'm just curious.
No idea.
I don't know that much about it.
They were
but
not. Not for me. I only did it for a little bit, but it was a really cool platform.
I mean,
to have around
I'm
for a
sure it
while.
was a cool platform and it's a brilliant idea. I mean, I'm sure they made. Well, apparently they didn't make that much money. But
well, no, they got shut down because they had to do with Twitch. It was something that had to do with something along the lines.
So Twitch wanted more money and they didn't give it to them. And
I don't think they were even. I don't know what their relationship was with Twitch before.
Okay.
All I know is with the newest Twitch updates, it doesn't allow them to do this anymore.
Okay.
So that's the best they got.
Interesting.
Now, guys, we're done talking about topics. We're gonna segue into a little segment where we just interact with you guys. Is there anything you guys, any topics that you guys want to share your opinions on? We're curious to know that you guys didn't already, as well as we do want to finish eating these jalapenos, and then we're gonna go to a segment called Story Time, where we are gonna tell a story. For this first episode, but from here on out, I want you guys to submit your questions to SpicyTech23. Is it 234?
Mm-hmm.
SpicyTech234@gmail.com. It's pretty. I don't think I have to spell it out for you guys, but SpicyTech234@gmail.com. Send your stories. Keep them somewhat appropriate in there, and maybe your story will be chosen.
Or don't. We just won't read it, but I can still laugh about it.
Yeah, if they are, we won't get to read them on live stream, and unfortunately, you guys won't get to see it here, but. Well, we're gonna pick one, and at the end of every single podcast that we do, which we're gonna try bi-weekly. It's tough to get him out here since he's pretty far away from college, but hopefully we can make it out here more because this is.
I could probably do
a lot of fun.
some remote ins. We could just be a pain in the butt.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same of going spicy time.
The beautiful delay that happens through the internet.
Yeah. But we want to read your guys' stories, so please submit them. We need some stories for next time.
Yes.
You guys probably got a week to 2 weeks before we pick them.
2 weeks.
Depending, yeah,
for sure.
It
I'll
probably
home next weekend. 100%.
Okay, so definitely be 2 weeks. That's when you guys be looking for the next one. And feel free to send us an email about it. Tell us your story. We'll read it out.
Please.
We have to come up with some kind of story to tell, and I don't know what kind of story you want us to tell. Chat, is there anything you guys want to hear about?
Just talk about the time that you lost your GoPro and I found it for you because I'm a god.
That was a good one. Okay.
It was a snowstorm. That was.
Well,
I think we should.
Let me update chat on what's about to happen right now. Okay. So chat, we are concluding the podcast in the next few minutes here.
Yes.
We both got one big bite of the jalapeno left, and we were going to end out.
Oh, and then we go to story time.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think so. We can either bite this before story time, or we can end out the podcast with the crunch.
I think that.
I think ending the podcast with the crunch is the right way to do this one.
I can agree with you on that, I guess, but the story time could be more interesting if we're choking through it.
Okay, then eat half of it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'll start the story. I have no water.
A lot of seeds.
A lot of seeds.
Help. Water only makes it worse.
Nope. So.
Oh, that wasn't that bad.
Big paintball event.
Snowstorm.
In the Poconos of Pennsylvania.
Snowstorm.
Basically in the mountains. Really, really cold. Lots of snow.
Battle of Hoth scenario.
Just to give you guys a rundown. The snow was legitimately up to right above my kneecaps. I had to lift my legs so high to get over the snow.
He's a short man. It wasn't that high. That's not.
Yeah, it was only like 2.5 feet.
It was more like 6 inches, but it's fine.
You know well. All right. Anyway. Okay, so I remember I had my GoPro strapped on my head, and a huge blizzard, like literally. It was supposed to be for a Star Wars
10 feet distance. I could say you could see for about 10 feet.
Yeah, you really couldn't see far at all. Like, the only reason why I could see some people is because they're wearing really bright colors. But playing paintball in this, oh my god, this is so hot, dude. Playing paintball was a mess. They actually canceled the paintball event and let everyone who came that day play for free. And we only played for like 2 hours.
400 people. And
let me drink some of your water.
I mean, you're not getting my water. You can suffer in silence.
I hate you.
I know.
So.
We won, like, most of the matches, though.
This is true. We did. We did win.
It was brilliant.
Not to Jory's help, because I was rushing by myself.
Oh, well, hey, I was covering you. You wouldn't have made it there if it wasn't for me.
And probably. I remember getting beamed in the neck, but... Whew. All right, you take over.
All right, so, huge Battle of Hoth scenario, which was pretty epic because it was a snowstorm. I have no clue how, but he's wearing a GoPro on his head with a head strap and loses it. Doesn't realize it for, 2 games?
Well, the way I lost it is I was on the top. It was a second story. It was a castle, 2 stories, and it's basically a frame house. It's not really a, solid building.
Right.
And I ran up the stairs, and because everything was so much snow and ice on the actual platforms,
He fell.
I ran and I slid. I remember my leg got wedged between the wall and the 2x4s, and dude, I literally was hanging over the edge just by like my leg, and it was the most intense pain ever on my leg. Like, trying not to snap in half.
It was really funny to watch.
And when I was in that struggle, I didn't realize my GoPro had fallen off because of the amount of pain I was in. And my GoPro was lost in like 2.5 feet of snow for like 30 minutes, and I'm freaking out. I need to find my GoPro.
I looked for it for about 30 seconds before I found it.
Yeah, Jory found it.
I walked
really
around
quick.
a corner, I dug in the snow, and it was instantly there. My senses were tingling. My spidey senses. Secretly, I'm Spider-Man.
And we actually have YouTube footage from my GoPro of this happening.
Linked in the bio for this video description on YouTube. Don't worry, it's going to be linked.
Dude, you're going to make me link so much stuff.
Already made you link it.
It's on my YouTube
Don't forget
channel.
Raid Shadow Legends. We need to link Raid Shadow Legends.
No, we don't. Guys, that's a link to my YouTube channel. Spanned by 3 different bots. That's a link to my YouTube channel. You guys can find it on there. It's somewhere underneath the IRL videos. Which you guys can see me and Jory doing things such as burning an Xbox 360. That was amazing.
That was an old video.
Doing Warhead Challenge.
I think that's my favorite.
Warhead Challenge. I think Warhead Challenge was by far my favorite. Yeah.
My mouth bled.
Yeah, our mouths bled. That's a really good video.
Yeah, that hurt. Don't eat.
What else have we done? We done Bean Boozled twice. We did the watermelon with the rubber bands.
We ate ghost peppers.
We ate
scorpion.
We did
Or
Trinidad
both.
Scorpions, which we will
both.
have on the podcast one day soon.
Oh, please no.
2 weeks.
We won't
maybe?
get through the podcast. The podcast will be us dying again.
Yeah, that section where we eat the spicy time is going to be really long.
It's
in
going
2
to
weeks
be
from
the
now.
end. We'll do it for the end. For those who want to stay.
No,
We'll eat something hot. No.
It's got to happen in the
What
beginning.
we'll eat something spicy beforehand.
Okay,
and then,
okay.
And then
we'll do
we'll
it then.
end the stream to get people to stay because
That
we want
works.
you guys to stay so that
That
we
works.
make more money once we get this monetized. Yes.
I'm down for that.
Yes.
Well-
We're all in this for the money. I'm just kidding. We're not in for the money.
That's
We're in
our
it for
story
you guys.
time. I hope you guys get way more interesting story times coming up.
Yeah, please give us some
But we
stories.
touched on all of our topics. We ran through everything, and everything just looks great.
We did miss one topic.
What topic?
Another Intel vulnerability. Yet again. Intel's chips broken. Firmware. So, yeah. Intel
That-
broken again. AMD on top still.
Nothing new.
beautiful.
Nothing
It's
we didn't know already. Well, boys, I guess it's time for the outro. Thank you. Hope you guys really, really enjoyed Spice Time. I'm your host, Nate. This is Jory. And spicy food, spicier tech. We'll see you guys next 2 weeks.